What's going on, guys? It is FaZe Simp here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a recap of our last two matches, and this is going to be for our Boston and LAT match. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight into the recap. So the first map we played against Boston was MC Hardpoint, and honestly, I feel like there isn't really much to say about this map besides we played a pretty solid Hardpoint. This ended up being the only map we won in the series, but overall, I was pretty confident with the way we played this map. Overall, I think we're pretty good at hardpoint right now. I think it's just a really matter of some situations like fixing those of like breaking or holding and really just deciding on what we want to do. So right now I think our hardpoint's in a really good spot. So next up against Boston we played Fortress S&D, and this is one of those S&D maps where it's very one-dimensional, very one strat. You can obviously get picks in different ways, but for the most part I feel like people kind of do the same thing on this map most of the rounds. This map there were definitely some unfortunate rounds, some 1v2 losses that we had where we had man ups. I feel like in search that's probably our biggest problem right now, is just winning those situations where we have a man-up situation. And I feel like once we start closing those out, we'll definitely be looking a little bit more dominant in search, even though I don't think we're looking bad in it right now at all. I wasn't really too worried about our offenses on this map, more so than our defenses, because I feel like on our defenses we were dropping super fast. We were playing like 3v4s right off the rip of the round, and I think it happened a couple rounds in a row, so I think we just need to kind of slow it down and work more together on Fortress S&D to really like tidy things up. So we ended up losing that map 6-3, and it's early S&D, so I'm not stressing about a search loss really. Right now you're kind of just learning everyone's tendencies, seeing what everyone's doing, figuring out your own stuff, and just kind of just seeing what works and what doesn't. So overall, you know, Boston probably played a better search, but I wasn't disappointed with how we played that map. Next map we played was Fortress Control, and honestly this is probably the map that lost us the series. I feel like this map kind of threw off our teamwork in a sense, but also just was like a really weird way to lose this map. I feel like in scrims we haven't really lost any defenses in Fortress Control, and in this match we ended up losing 2 in one match, so definitely not the best map we've ever played, that's for sure. But I think Boston just played a good control, and honestly for myself I need to just slow down and control. Both of the controls we've played, I'm dying a bunch, and I gotta stop that. So definitely gotta fix that. But overall, it's, you know, Fortress Control usually just defense wins, so definitely gotta be winning defenses. So after we lost that Control 3-0, we're now down 1-2 in the series, and this brings us to a Hydro Hardpoint. So going to this Hydro Hardpoint, we really made it a focus to make sure we're having better teamwork, better breaks, better holds, and overall just playing a better map, because the way that Control played was definitely not a way that it should be played in an actual match. In a series, we shouldn't be losing like that, so we knew we had to lock in. And I thought we played this Hydro Hardpoint pretty well for the most part. There's definitely some hills we still need to get better at. You know, it's very weird, like some rotations were good at them, some rotations were not. But I think the biggest kind of takeaway from the Hydro is I feel like we need to watch more water routes. I think people are taking a lot of water routes on us. And honestly, the last P4 to P5 kind of screwed us, just because we had them trapped at the back of P4 going to the P5, and then we let someone get past us and flip them basically right when the hill popped. And it was like a super close game going into that hill, and it probably would have been us calling game if we got like 30-40 points on that hill. But what ended up happening, we only got like 10 or 15. They ended up getting another 30, and then we ended up flipping back for the P1, and so we lost the P1 rotation. And honestly, all those 2-3 hill little stretch definitely screwed us. But it was definitely something we could have controlled. So we really just need to go back, watch it together, and really just take notes. But we ended up losing this Hydro, so we ended up losing the series 3-1. And like I said, I don't think we played really too bad. The only map I think all of us were really disappointed in was the Fortress Control. And that's because it's a super defense sided map, and we let them win 2 defenses. So definitely something to not let happen. But yeah, lost that series 3-1, now 0-1 in the league. But you know, just first match, not the end of the world. So let's get into the LAT match. So going into the LAT match, we ended up playing Hotel Hardpoint first. And this is a map we vetoed our first match, but ended up playing for our second. And I think the main thing is just because a lot of the maps right now are day to day. You know, I think we're good at every map right now, but some days are better at some maps than others. And I don't know, Hotel was just one of our maps that day. So we ended up playing Hotel first. Did a really good job of making sure we held money hills. Like Kitchen Hill, we did a really good job of holding. P6, we did a good job of holding. And those hills, you know, if you have the rotation of money hills, you definitely need to hold them, because if you get insta broken on these, you're setting yourself up for failure. I'd say this whole map though, we were setting up really good plays and really good breaks. It felt like we were kind of, you know, working as a unit. And when you're kind of doing that, it's kind of hard to lose in a way. I'd say the biggest thing we trolled that map was the second P4. We got a couple of kills, we went to get control, but we ended up like dying in the back, and they ended up insta-breaking us. Thankfully though, Tyler ended up pushing up into the hill and getting a 3-piece after that happened, and he kind of saved us with that play. But overall, we shouldn't have gotten broken on it, so I'd say that was our biggest troll. But we ended up winning this map, 250 to 216. I felt like we were in control the entire time, even though the score is kind of close. It felt like we had the entire map in control. And yeah, this gives us a 1-0 lead going into Hotel S&D. So going into the Hotel Search, you know, it's two really good S&D teams with good chemistry that we're kind of going at it. So S&Ds against each other can really go either way. And this was just one of those maps that was kind of a nail biter. You know, we were kind of just trading rounds, trading clutches. I think we got clutched on once or twice, like 2 1v2s or something like that. And honestly, those rounds probably dictate the game. So, you know, we definitely need to be winning those man-up rounds. We definitely need to be... I think we need to be playing a little bit more aggressive on offense sometimes. But honestly, right now it's so early in search for matches, it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, Hotel, you know, Hotel's another one of those S&D maps that feels kind of one-dimensional sometimes, just because there's no smokes. It's obviously early, so plays have yet to be developed, but right now it seems like teams are doing like one of two things for the most part. And yeah, we ended up losing this map 6-5. You know, like I said, we threw a couple of man-up rounds, which in my opinion dictate the game. So if we win those, we win the map. Yeah, but yeah, lost 6-5, and now we're going to another Fortress Control. This Fortress Control was definitely different than the Boston Control. We actually ended up winning our defenses. Even though they were sketchy, I think 2 of our defenses, our second and our round 5 defense, became super sketchy. We let them get out of a trap on the second defense, let them get a decent amount of ticks while also split pushing like the points. And in my opinion, we just really did a bad job of grouping up and pushing these guys out together. Ended up working out because they had no time, so as soon as someone died off the point, we won the round. But in my opinion, if they had a little bit more time, they probably would have captured a point and got... they might have won that round, so... we definitely need to be doing a little bit better of keeping them trapped. But overall, though, I think we did a really good job of also getting ticks on offense. And even though we were letting them out of the trap on defense, letting them get ticks, we were kind of doing the same thing back to them. And honestly, on Fortress, as long as you're matching or you're winning by ticks, you're usually in a good spot. Because, you know, everyone's kind of fighting for that round 5 defense. Personally, I need to be playing better in control. I think the last controls I've actually gotten, like, shit on bad. And I don't even know if it's, like, getting fried or if it's me just, like, playing too fast. But I definitely need to figure it out because the 2 Fortress controls we've played, I'm dying a bunch. So we ended up winning that control 3-2, and now we are up 2-1 in the series, going to a Hydro Hardpoint. So in this Hydro Hardpoint, I'd say we played better this time than we did against Boston. But I think the main thing that really screwed up the pacing of the game was a really fugazi spawn that happened at the end of the P2. You know, one of them was still in the back of P2, and they were still kind of squad spawning back there, and then Envoy just randomly spawned out in P3. And as soon as someone spawns there, you kind of squad spawn on that guy now. So his team started spawning on him. And instead of having him trapped at the end of the P2, they had new spawns for the P3. And we didn't really get any of the P2 or P1, so we were already down like 40 or 50. And in my opinion, going down 90 like that, or 100 like we did kind of, was honestly just tough. Because on a map like Hydro, it's very rotational based in my opinion, and that just kind of sucked. Definitely could have played this map better. I'm not saying that was like the main cause of our loss on this map, because even after that, we didn't do a good job of setting up breaks or setting up hold on other hills. But it definitely didn't help that someone just randomly spawned out behind us. But yeah, I think honestly, LAT played a great second half of a Hydro Hardpoint. They were kind of insta-breaking us. We weren't really doing it back to them. And it was just one of those maps where I don't think any of us could really get something going. So we ended up losing that map. We ended up losing that 250 to 169. And that brings us to the last map, Asilo Search, which in my opinion, we played pretty good. So going to the last map, Asilo, you know, we were feeling good just because it was Search. It's, you know, still early Search, so you kind of have to trust your own gameplay. Kind of let the map develop, feel them out as the map goes on. And it honestly just felt like we had really good ideas of what to do on defense. We were getting really good bloods, or we were just retaking very well. And I feel like LAT didn't really they couldn't really do the same thing back. I felt like we were kind of abusing the A bomb side on them for the most part. We were just getting it down, and after that they couldn't do much. And yeah, it just felt like we were kind of ahead this map. We ended up winning this map 6-3. I think we had good mid-round adjustments, you know, picking up on some of their tendencies. And overall, yeah, it was a pretty close series against LA2. You know, we ended up winning 3-2. And yeah, it was our first win of the season, so it definitely feels great. But that's going to be it for this recap, guys. We ended up going 1-1 this week. And yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you drop a like. Let me know in the comments below what part of the matches was your favorite. Make sure you sub to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.